Thank you so much for all the support you gave me, guys.
Okay.
Today, I got promoted.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Welcome to Living Gets Real. I'm Ashwini Vedakan. Joining us this week, we have musician Shehara Jayatilakan Napoleon. But before we get into the show, here's a little sneak peek into her life. Welcome to Living Gets Real, Shehara. It's good to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's start with the most basic question.
Yeah.
How have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been good. Been busy, been preoccupied. Motherly duties to like freelance work and then writing songs, and it's a balance of a lot of stuff. But it's good. I'm healthy, I'm happy, so that's good.
That's good. Now I know that you recently released a new launch of merchandise. Yeah? Could you tell us a little bit about that collection?
So on and off, we release new t-shirts, new merchandise for the band. And the little creative stuff that I come up with. So it's either arm cuts, t-shirts, to little items that can be sold on my website, sh3shehara.com. And I would love to start designing for other bands, but right now it's mainly for my band, Shehara. Yeah.
And what about your recent single? I know you released something new. You were just mentioning it to me a little while ago. Can you tell us about the new song?
Well, okay, here's the thing. It's a bit of a complicated scenario because we did have a pre-release for a song called Inner Spirit, which is between me and Station. But then we pulled it back and we sent it to production again, and I'm going to be doing some more ad-libs and vocal harmonies and stuff. We want to kind of polish it up a bit more. So we'll be releasing that soon. And I mean, a few people have heard it already because I sent it out to them through my subscribers list on my website. But it's going to be reworked and then released soon. And then there's also another new song called I Would Never, which was written a few weeks ago actually between Kenny and I. And that's actually, I've been more interested in releasing that soon, so we'll see how it goes.
Wow.
There are a few things in mind.
Let's talk about the passion for music. Now this is something that runs within the family as well, I know that.
Yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit about how you started to craft it?
Well, I definitely attribute all my creativity, my enthusiasm for music to my parents, because all of that comes from my mom's side, Roshani from the Gunatilaka family, and my father Desmond from the Jayatilaka family. They're both very musical, they're very creative, and they love making things on their own, creating stuff. So I definitely have that from their side, but I think realizing that music was something that I really wanted to do was at a certain point in time when I realized that writing music for me was the creative outlet. Not just a creative outlet, but a way for me to go within and understand all my feelings and not just project them on other people around me. And when I realized that was a good thing to do, then it became this epiphany, right? It was this magical moment between me and the universe where I would just be able to understand my own feelings and come to terms with things, understand why I was feeling things and how to overcome all of that. And at that point, that was when I knew, okay, fine, writing music is the way to go. And that's why I think, I tell my kids all the time as well, it's important to have a creative outlet so that you can turn something negative into positive.
That's really good advice. Now you are also married to another musician, a very famous musician from a very famous local band. So could you mind telling us a little bit how you and Tenny met?
Oh man, funny story, Tennis and Napoleon. Okay, so he adds me up on High Five. Remember High Five?
This was before Facebook.
Before Facebook, yes.
I wasn't allowed.
Customized profiles and metal songs and all that. So the dude adds me up on High Five. He stalks me on Facebook, breaks the ice by telling me he knows my cousin, one of my very close cousins, right?
Okay.
So then we start talking. That progresses into phone calls, and then we meet and all that jazz. And he consoles my broken heart, I console his broken heart. We become best friends, and then boom, bada boom, 10 years later, we have children, we're married, and that is Tennyson Napoleon. Yes, that was Nappy Bed.
Wow. You have two adorable little boys as well. So, and they're also very close in age. How, now, being a mom and working is already a balancing act. So, how do you see it?
Yeah, so being a mom is definitely a lot of work. You know that. It's tough work. Like anybody says, it's rubbish, right? I don't know. Like we all have our moments. There are days when it's really good. You have everything planned out. It's amazing. Everything's balanced. But then there are days when you have everything planned out, and then all of a sudden some kind of routine changes, or the kids grow up and they have different likes and tastes, and so it's I suppose. In the end of it all, yes, we do have days where it's really tough and the kids aren't doing what you want them to do, and it's hard to understand them, but then it boils down to how much time we spend with them, the manner in which we communicate with them, to understanding their emotions, because they are just all new to this, whereas we know most of it, right? So for me, I think the main thing is finding that time to spend time with them and understand their emotions, to laugh, to play, to run outside of the garden, to kind of give them also an opportunity to vent out if they are going through something. We're all human, we all have emotional breakdowns, and I realized that with my eldest just a few weeks ago as well, he's learning to be human, he's learning what it is to be like on this earth, right? So, times like that, then I have to pull him away from all the serious stuff and bring that balance of serious, playtime and all of that. So it's tough, but I think just being in the present all the time kind of really helps.
So now, being a working mom, a working musician full time, and doing the balancing act is, do you find that there's a negativity when you're online? Do you find backlash when it comes to stuff like this?
I think lucky for me, my social media pages are set to. There's a setting where you can block off all the negative stuff, so I don't see much.
Okay.
But there have been times when I'd post something about my kids or them studying or something like that, and then you'll have on and off people who are not even parents would come in saying something negative about them, shouldn't you go check them out, or something, and you're just thinking, these people have never spent time with my kids. And they say this to other parents as well, because we've had conversations with other parents, and they're like, people are very quick to judge without really knowing the parents, without knowing the kids sometimes. And that's just it, right? That people are very quick to judge if they have nothing else to do. So you sit behind the screen and you're just scrolling through and you judge, but do you really know that person? No. So in times like that, I think it's very important to realize don't speak if it's not good, if it's not something good to say. Yeah.
Nice. Coming back to your first recent single, would you be willing to share a little bit about it? Would you be willing to sing a little bit?
I shall try singing it. Today is not a good vocal day, but I shall try. The song is called I Would Never, and I basically wrote it for Tennyson Napoleon on Valentine's Day. We haven't written a song together. Basically, I haven't asked him to write a song for me in a very long time, since the album launched, to be honest. So this was a special moment where I asked him, I said, okay, I have a song, would you be willing to make the music? And he said yes. So we made it in a day. He spent the entire night that day on the 14th making all the music, and then he gives it to me the next day, and I just go the following day to my friend's house. We record the vocals and everything's almost put together now. So Izzy Walshall needs to play the solo, and then kaboom, it's done. Now you're ready for me to sing the song, no?
I think we all are, so let's see.
I will never walk away from thunder, even if the planets align with my head. I would never leave you hanging. I'll be on the other side asunder, keeping all the promises I always made. Will you leave me even though I stay? And there's more.
I really like the lyrics.
Thank you.
Very nice. Right, well, we've reached the end of the little burning segment that we have, but we do have a little game planned for you.
Okay.
All of our interviews here at Living Gets Real. Are you ready?
I think so. I don't know. Let's go. Okay. All right.
Before we get into the game, we have a little word from our sponsors.
You love the feeling of being renewed. To protect the things most precious to you. to stay beautiful every single day. To breathe just like we do, because you are truly delicate. Protecting the ones who've been with us through the years. With Sayalak Care, the only wood coating that truly protects you. Sayalak Wood Coatings from Jat.
Welcome back to the show as we continue our conversation with Shehara Jaitilaka Napoleon. Shehara, are you ready for our little game?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the game we have for you is this or that, musician's edition, right?
Cool.
But we've also added a little bit of questions because you're also our mama.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
Okay. Spotify or Apple?
Wow. Oof. That's Spotify.
Okay. Happy music or sad music?
Happy music.
Originals or remixes?
Originals.
Melodies or lyrics?
Melodies.
Headphones or speakers?
It's supposed to be fast, no? Whew. Speakers.
Okay. 90s or 80s?
80s, definitely.
Beatles or Rolling Stone?
Beatles.
Live or a DJ?
Oh, live as in music. Okay, live, yes.
Okay. Percussion or strings?
Tough one. Can't say both. I have to say this or that. No, both.
Right. A nap time or straight up bedtime?
Enough time. Why not?
Snacks?
That's all I get.
Snacks or 3 full meals?
3 full meals.
Pacifiers or self-soothing?
Self-soothing.
Okay. Bottles or sippy cups?
Bottles.
Okay. Heels or sneakers?
Sneakers, bro.
Lipstick or lip gloss?
Lip gloss. That's the
Hair
only thing
up.
I wear.
Hair up or hair down?
Hair down. If I could always, yeah.
Well, we reached the end of the segment. Thank you for joining us
Awesome.
on Living Gets Real.
Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome. It was fun.
And that's all the time we have for you this week. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to catch the latest episode of Living Gets Real. Thank you for watching and stay safe.